Welcome to another Emmy Creations vlog, and this time we are going to Anime Expo, which happened on Saturday, July 1st to Tuesday, July 4th at the Los Angeles Convention Center. Hello, I am running a little bit late today. I'll do a quick suitcase tour, but today is setup day and I have not even finished packing. Well, I just need to clean everything up and put it in the car because I am driving to LA from Orange County, so not too bad of a drive, but it does take around an hour, so I should be leaving now, technically. But yeah, I'm gonna go through it quick style. On the side, we have all the, oh, it's all wrapped up, but display for keychains, and then tier display on the bottom, the wooden ones, and then some banner, tablecloth. And on this side, I have a overnight cover, so I don't have to put anything away. This is some merch bags. Down there is my prints. Over here are plushies, sticker sheets, cards. This thing I use and fold out to put my cards in. I'll show you guys later. In our small suitcase, I have sticker books, new sticker books in that corner, and then some display items, and then some commission items on the top. And on this side, these are all t-shirts, and then on the right is all socks. And I have some clamps right here, and this is lanyards, and I have some sample t-shirts up there, and then a sticker display. All right, let's get this stuff on the car. Got my car packed with the help of my husband because this suitcase is almost like 80 pounds or something crazy like that. And we are heading out and driving to LA. Okay, I'm in the parking structure. I think I'm in the right location. I don't actually know, which is stupid because I've been here like 4 times, but I have my suitcase train going. I think I have both suitcases and one baby one, and hopefully I can find where I'm gonna go. I saw some people park here, so hopefully they are right and I am right, and I can just enter through a door and find myself there. We made it! So Artist Alley Loden was pretty chill. There was a Artist Alley Loden specific area, but I personally like to park in the structure attached to the convention center, mainly because I set up alone. And both sides of the structures you can park on. Artist Alley is kind of sandwiched between them, so easy to access, or you can get dropped by Uber at the entrances of the parking structure attached to the convention. And it's an easy walk, easy to get to, and you don't need to use the elevators. So, side note also, while we're setting up, you'll see a footage of a guy with a giant white stick. That sounds weird, but you will see it, and it is one of the Artist Alley volunteers measuring the height of the booth. They're very strict at this show, so actually a lot of shows they have these kind of people, mostly if they do have height regulations, which is becoming very common in Artist Alley. So if you do ever see a guy walking around with a giant stick and you're wondering what's going on, they are measuring boot sizes. So definitely be careful because a lot of places will dock you or make you put it down or even make you cut your pipes. I've seen that before. And just be aware of the height regulations that they do have at events for your table and booth. So Anime Expo is very notorious for this, so definitely be careful. All right, day 1. So first of all, I underestimated the sheer amount of people that would be here, so I definitely did not arrive early enough to park. As a result, I was like 2 hours late. I was waiting 3 hours in a bunch of car lines, and then finally decided to park like 20-minute drive away and Uber in. In hindsight, I should have done that right away because that was so much faster. I think it only took like 15 minutes and it was cheaper. So good note if you ever find yourself in that situation. On another note, I know it doesn't look like a lot of people in the videos I shot, but let me tell you, it got bad. And if you were watching TikTok during this weekend, you would know that 1, it took normal attendees 5 hours to get inside. 2, they had to stop people from entering at some point because there was crowd crush potential. And 3, it was hot, there was a lot of BO, and the AC was definitely not strong enough. So yeah, it was crazy. The weird part though was that a lot of artists have mentioned that for the first day out of all the days was actually their slowest day. And I personally think it was a combination of there being so many people that it was hard for people to stop and shop. And a lot of people were kind of browsing the first day and wanting to buy later, which makes sense. But don't worry, it was crazy busy the rest of the days as well, and you will see. Good morning. It is Sunday morning and I am leaving earlier than I did yesterday because I was late yesterday. The parking was insane. So hopefully I will get there in time today. We'll report back on that. But I will probably do the walkthrough today as well, and I'll see you there. All right, day 2. The line was definitely not as bad as day 1. It does still wrap around the structure, as you will kind of see in the video, and it kind of goes into the abyss where I cared not to follow, but I was told it took normal attendees around 1 to 2 hours to get in, which is good comparing to the 5 to 6 hours the previous day. But Artist Alley does have access to a quicker priority entrance, as you will see in the video. There are a few Artist Alley / priority entrances around the convention center. This one is in the very front, while there is 1 or 2 in the structures attached to the convention center, the ones that we use during setup. So I personally think from my experience, the one in the front entrance has the least amount of people. And this is usually because the structure entrance gets a lot of the Artist Alley exhibitors that come in with carts, big restocks, generally bigger items because they want to avoid the elevator usage, which you can do when you go through the structure. So just a quick note, if you want to get in fast and you don't have a lot of stuff, go through the front. So I was able to walk around today because I did have a helper. Thank you, Nicole, for being my helper for this weekend. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to give you an overview on the show, how to get in, and the different booth sizes they have now. First, the Artist Alley section is usually first come, first serve for as long as I've known them. However, they do prioritize returning artists where there is a percentage of tables that are first open to returning artists. Note that not every returning artist does get in because they still have to go through a first come, first serve process. And then the leftover tables are open to everyone else. Now, I'm not quite sure, but I have been told leftover tables may be lottery or jurd in the future. However, in this video, there are 2 types of setups that you will be seeing in Artist Alley. One is on the right, and this is the normal 6x2 tables that go through the first come, first serve process. On the left, there's actually a larger size booth now. This is a new concept they introduced in 2022 called Artist Annex. This allows artists to have a bigger space without going to the exhibitor hall. I believe it's less expensive than exhibitor hall as well, but note it is jurd, and usually to apply, they have an application window where you fill out a form and they will respond to you if you get a spot. And then now for exhibitors. They are around 2 floors up. The walk is not too bad from Artist Alley to exhibitor, but keep in mind Artist Alley badges do not have early access to the exhibitor hall and vice versa. I do have a few friends in exhibitor, and the good thing to note that it is more expensive, much more expensive. It is also known that big companies like Bandai, Crunchyroll are going to take over the front half of the hall. So you won't be getting front access space unless you're associated with big companies like that. But the good part is it's usually so crowded at Anime Expo and busy in almost all parts of the hall that you will still get traffic no matter where you are in the hall, which is kind of cool. But I did notice, despite that the traffic in exhibitor hall seems less than Artist Alley. Now, this may also be because exhibitor hall is way bigger. The alleyways are way bigger, so people are kind of spread out a little bit more. But that could be a bad, as you know. So take that with a grain of salt if you are considering exhibitor hall as well. I'm sure this part is pretty self-explanatory, but in case you need me to say it, this is definitely a must-try, must-go-to event. It is big, it is busy, and people save to spend money here. So you are going to get a lot of people come by, you're going to get a lot of traffic, and there's a lot of big spenders out there. However, I do know it is really hard to get into, mostly because they put so much priority on returning people, but definitely, if you're interested, keep trying. Again, every year, you will get in eventually. And if you do get in, be sure to say hi to me. I always love when people come by, and good luck, everybody. All right, day 3. The lines were definitely not as bad as the first 2 days, as you can see. However, it does not mean the crowd is small in any way. So as you can see later in the video, it was still pretty packed. I also wanted to take some time to spill some tea about Anime Expo's Artist Alley and how super strict they are. So for those not familiar, you get 2 strikes before you are kicked out for good, and it does affect your following years as well. Usually for things like merchandise in the alleyways, they want you to fit everything under your table for one. Art facing towards other booths is not allowed, and explicit art like showing too much cleavage in your artwork, not allowed. Usually they do give you a verbal warning the last few years. However, this year I was told that they were just writing people up without any warning. It was definitely very nerve-wracking. A lot of people were freaking out, so I really wanted to take this time to caution artists to be careful, really read the rules and manuals, because you do not want to get kicked out of this show this way. Last day. Stuff. This is the vendor line to get in. They're making us open all of our stuff so they can check it, which is pain, but you know. Last day was still super busy, as you can see, but overall great show, best show this year so far. Got money, saw a lot of familiar faces, highly recommend, and hope to be back. We are done. We are done. Suitcases packed. We are going back to the car and going home. Thank you so much for watching. It was a great fun one this time. And as usual, if you liked the vlog, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the alert bell. It really does help the channel grow. And I will see you in the next vlog, which will be Otakon.